Well, good evening and welcome to Coffee and Tea with Aeson and Gwen. How are you, my dear?
Doing great. I am excited for tonight. I haven't really seen anybody for a while, so
You haven't. You've had your head down at your desk, and then you've done some major shopping. We, you know, you you
there
you
there has
adopted something new.
there has been a lot of developments since I was on the show last.
There has. So what's new, Pussycat?
Hi Brenda. Um so the so we talked probably about the 16th something like that of last month,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was going into Central West Virginia Pagan Pride on the 19th.
Right.
Right after that, um, we entered. Well, right about that time is whenever Mercury entered retrograde,
Mm-hmm.
and I did the one thing that everybody tells you don't do. Don't sign contracts. Don't the whole routine. And
Yeah.
I did. I checked off every single box.
Well, yeah, but you had to for a reason.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. I felt like I was divinely protected because I am ruled by Mercury, and I'm like, okay, well, how I'm just gonna flow with however Mercury wants me to flow.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, um, I bought a car.
Uh-huh. What'd you buy?
Look, okay. A couple of years ago. Okay, flashing back to my anniversary. This is my 5-year anniversary back home in West Virginia. And um so I a couple of years ago I bought a vehicle out of necessity, and um I was called to it, but it wasn't what I wanted.
Right.
And this time going in that vehicle that I had, it just wasn't going to make it anymore. And so and it had been on a heck of a lot of journeys with the community and stuff like that. So it served its purpose.
Right. But we need to check to do the witchy check. And yes, we know there's echo. The witchy check. Is it white?
No.
Oh, so we're no longer the Federal Bureau when we pull up to places? Damn.
No. What I had in my head that I wanted was a Honda CRV.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going for it. I'm going in. I'm gonna say this is what I want. And the universe is either going to provide it for me or it's going to kick me to my knees, and I will be extremely humble and take whatever I can get.
Mm-hmm.
So it just so happened, and there was one vehicle left, and that wasn't a hybrid. I had the opportunity to go hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
I opted not.
Right.
That's a personal choice, and I struggled with that a lot that day.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the color is molten lava pearl. So the pearl is there.
Okay.
Okay, so if that qualifies, but it's molten lava. It's like a volcanic orange, like a
Okay.
burnt orange.
Right.
But it
So we
looks
won't
red.
look like the Federal Bureau of Investigations when we pull up, because that has been commented to us a few times now.
Yes.
That most of the pagans drive white cars. Yeah, I know that's certainly cheap, but at the same time, it gets a little intimidating when 12 SUVs, white, all different makes and models, pull into the station and be like, "We're having dinner."
When we pulled into Central West Virginia Pagan Pride 2022, and we all just lined up.
Uh huh.
It was awesome. If anybody goes back and watches the video of me and Aeson and Beth the night before talking about everything, you can actually see the vehicles lined up. It was
Right.
beautiful.
It was. It was very nice. It was very interesting. So, we will have to see what we look like next time. But,
Yeah. Will be multicolored. I love it.
yeah. So someone's got to get green vehicle. I'm reserving purple, hopefully. You know,
All right.
we'll
Okay.
do the rainbow.
But that's what I ended up with. And it's a touring edition and I have named it.
Okay.
So I named it Einar. It is
Okay.
spelled Ainar.
Uh-huh.
And through it's originally started in Arabic and it flows through various many other cultures, and each time it jumps culture it changes from masculine to feminine,
Uh-huh.
and I love that about it. But it actually means either phoenix moon or fire moon,
Damn. Okay.
and I my last one's name was a Saturn, and it was named after one of the moons of Saturn. So I'm staying with the moon theme.
Okay. Interesting, interesting. I normally name my cars like baby or bitch or I don't put
I'm
that much thought
unique.
into it.
I have a unique name, and so must my vehicles.
Your name ain't unique. It just gets us into a lot of trouble. Like
Apparently,
sorry, no more psychics are allowed to start out with the first name Lady. Like that is not even close.
that was not my fault, though.
That is not your
Okay.
fault. Although it's fucking hilarious when you get cash piggies wanting to send you money.
Yes, yes. I'm about ready to start. You know,
Hmm.
I got a new car to pay for now. I mean, I'll do almost whatever. Um,
No, not almost whatever. No, there are a
not
lot.
with you watching out after me, huh?
No, 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 no. You want to be a cash piggy? Fine. Minimum fee for her to say good morning to you, $2,000. Let's go.
I love it. Um, I lost my train of thought, but my okay. So my cat is Matilda. We call her Maddie, but
Hmm.
my animals normally get witchy names, and then my guinea pigs were Balder and Thor.
Hmm.
So that follows the theme. Yeah, I organize my people around. Yeah,
Right.
$20 is $20. That could go through to our fundraising.
No, no, no. $20 and don't get you even her to even look at you. Like she worth more.
I would totally put it toward fundraising these events.
I know, especially
I
the
would.
expenses that go on for pulling off events.
Yes,
Yes.
it is very tough. Um, the beautiful part is that I have been blessed to be able to be in contact with some of the greatest people in the pagan community, and not just locally, but to be able to reach out to get our keynote speakers and
Hmm.
entertainment and stuff like that, which I'm still working on. If anybody, please help me with entertainment, please. I'm putting it
Yep.
out there. I beg of you. Somebody save me. Rescue me, please.
She needs a band.
I need someone to step up and take over booking for entertainment for me because I am not good at it. I am not ashamed to admit it.
Well, and I think that's important is to realize when we do not have the some strengths, but we have other strengths that are quite well, and then being able to combine those strengths into a good, like data entry, I hate. But you know what? I can build a database with my eyes closed.
Hmm.
Like I work off of data,
You
and
do.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, I don't know how you're able to do that. Your mind is like computerized. You sink into it.
yeah,
It's amazing.
I can sit there and see everything else and be like, okay, so this is your problem, and here's where the data says that.
Hmm.
And, and people just don't get like you got to feed off data. You got to look at A plus B equals D, but except when C is irrelevant. You know, a lot of people do emotional choices, and it's like emotional choices are only going to get you so far, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, question for you.
awesome.
Like, it's been a whole thing here recently with my birthday.
Uh
Yes,
huh.
I just celebrated my birthday Monday. Anyway, people around me are starting to realize when my voice goes to a certain pitch, either look out or tell me more. But anyway, my question for you was, with your mind working kind of like a computer like that, do you use it in with is it with your psychic abilities like that as well?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, because with psychic abilities is a lot of optional permits. And when you're doing a reading, it's going to give you everything, all levels of dimension. And it's like, okay, where is your most probable? Well, you can go tomorrow and apply for IBM to get onto their tech committee to actually develop, web software. But is that really going to be your next particular movement? No. Your next particular movement will possibly be expanding into some virtual reality moves and learning to play a game or that, so even though the possibility of Gwen designing, a complete system to enable, I don't know, video game play, it's more likely that you're going to sit down and do readings tomorrow. So, is it predictability? Yes, it's a level of psychic predictability, but at the same time, it feeds into everything else. Like, that's one of the things that a lot of people don't get, I guess, or don't understand is
Okay.
that, tomorrow you could wake up and go, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done with all of it. I am packing a bag, getting in my new car, and driving to Mexico. I have 5 days to figure out what I'm doing from there because it takes 5 days for my last deposit to hit the account. What's the likelihood of it? Not
Not very
probably.
good.
You know, why? Because that's not your path you're on. You want to grow and build. But it's a possibility.
Mhm.
And it's a lot of people don't get that everything is possible. You just have to look at more the ability to deal with and to function in that stream of consciousness. And data helps me do that.
Mhm.
Like I can stay within that data stream for a very long time. And that gives me the numerology. I feed into some astrology with your double Virgo ness. Like all that just kind of ties into a lovely little bow.
Mhm.
And you've got to operate off of that. And but then it also gives me the matrix to judge exactly how accurate I'm being by my feedback metrics.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. I that just kind of hit me, and I was like, I'll bet.
yeah, yeah. Data can feed a lot of things.
That's cool.
Yeah. But anyhow, so you have a new car. Did you get the warranty?
Yes, and the one thing, and this ties in with who we are. The one thing that I made sure that I got covered was the electrical system.
Right.
because something that you all don't know about me, I don't know if you ever notice or not, but very rarely will you see me wear any jewelry at all.
Well, that's because you blow things up.
Yes, I do.
You know,
And
we need to put nickel plated, those copper plated gloves on you, just to
yeah,
make sure you circumvent yourself.
yeah. So I mean, I have the steering wheel cover on there now, but I need something
Uh huh.
that's going to like help me
Right.
not have that charge release, because if I get into that headspace, because I don't know about you all, but whenever you drive,
Mm-hmm.
are you focused on that road, or do you become in another world?
Depending on a what's on the radio, I'm going to be blunt and
Okay.
be pretty obvious. What's on the radio, or what I'm streaming. B, what's on my mind, and C, how I'm driving. Now, if I'm driving the way I want to drive, I ain't focused on. I'm very focused on that road.
Oh yeah.
Okay, if I'm driving the way that everyone else wants me to drive, I ain't focused on that road. Like that drive is so long and so boring.
Yeah.
When it's like, no, I can like drop the sucker, and you know, if
Some
I have to take into the opinion of the speed limit,
yeah.
I'm not focused on that road. If I don't have to take into the suggested speed limit, I can have
Yeah.
fun. Like it's not that I have a lead foot; it's that I have a skilled driving technique.
Yeah. Well, I actually come up with some of my best ideas while I'm driving.
Hmm.
And let me tell you something, I should go live. You all would think it was a riot. Like if I would go live
Thought
while I'm
about
driving.
going
Like say
live.
I'm going on a trip just from here to Morgantown, okay? Clarksburg to Morgantown.
Hmm.
And got the music going and I'm into it, and then all of a sudden, poof, I'll get a thought.
Right.
And then I'll roll with that thought. And I'll talk to myself. But if y'all were there, I could talk to y'all.
Well, see, I would go live when I'm driving. However, they'd cancel the live.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Like, sorry, my mouth runs.
Like, what
The
am I
speed limit
supposed
in
to
West
do?
Virginia.
Stop, like pull over and then record my thought? I ain't got time for that. I'd never make it there.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Have you seen the driving in this state?
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
bad.
especially during the summer. These out of state drivers do not know how to drive these roads.
I
I
know.
swear the number of times I have gone on to 77, which is supposed to be 65 to 70 miles an hour, people, and done 40 because someone doesn't know how to take a curve.
Wow.
You have four wheels, only two of them are required for transportation. And part of me feels sorry. People in Kansas, we understand you do not have curves there. We also understand this is West Virginia and you've never seen a mountain before. Hire a driver. Get an Uber that will take you on these roads. It's the interstate. Those things are gauged to be 65 to 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
On some of the back roads, you can do 85 if you're smart.
I got with my insurance company the little beacon
Uh
that
huh.
rates your driving.
Uh huh.
I'm not at 5 stars.
I had one of those in my car one time.
I'm ready to blow it up.
It kind of disappeared. I don't know what happened to it.
I know where there are good lakes around here.
Lakes, honey, fuck. This is West Virginia. We don't need a lake.
Mm.
Just take it down the road and drop it in a mine shaft. See if their GPS can pick up 200 feet below ground. Because Lord knows
Yeah,
Progressive still hasn't found theirs.
I can't take that type of criticism from a beacon.
Yeah. See, of course, I'm reaching the age now where I have to, if I'm lost, I have to turn up the stereo.
Yeah.
Not turn down the stereo, I have to turn it up.
You turn it up so you can see better.
Yes.
Yeah. I I hear you. Oh goodness.
So, did you get
So,
the name of the car dealer?
huh?
Did you get the name of the car dealer?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you've already trained one, I don't want to have to train them.
I really like him, and the girl that sold me the vehicle, we have actually been texting
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. I mean, she's checked on me multiple times, and I am okay. So we almost didn't make it to Metro Valley Pagan Pride because I had to
Mm-hmm.
schedule a maintenance session at the garage at 8 o'clock in the morning that morning because I couldn't figure out how to raise the back hatch. I pushed
Okay.
the button and nothing was happening. I didn't realize that you had to hold it.
Okay.
So complete user error. If I don't laugh at myself, I
Yeah,
think I
that's
think it's
normal.
funny. I think it's funny because I don't know how to use these newer vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been interesting.
It is. It's always interesting when you got a new vehicle and you're trying to figure out how it works and why it does what and what it works as. Um, like, I always have fun with it.
I
I
had a
fill out
lot
my
of
century.
anxiety.
I don't.
I
Like, I've had to, okay. I've been, my first vehicle, which was used, was in 1974. The vehicle was in 1974. It wasn't in 1974.
I was gonna say that doesn't compute, man.
Okay. I've probably been behind the wheel. Let me see. About 10 different Buicks, Spider Eclipse. Then at the same time, we were driving the Lincoln, the Eclipse, Caddies, of course. Like, I've driven every car out there.
Mhm.
Like, I know what I like, and I either want two. I technically need two different cars. One I need is what I call a trash car. Okay, and that is a car I can take and go do whatever I want. The other is I need a sports car for when like I go to Morgantown because I can be there in 2 hours if I'm behind the wheel and left alone. Oh, I love when people call and complain about the collision sensor not working. I asked if they wiped the lens off, and they asked what kind of dumb question is that. And then they go and do it, and the sensor malfunction light goes off. Duh.
I'm There are very few YouTube videos out there, and I am not ashamed to say that I have searched them to help me try to understand that. And if you got the information, you need to consume it because I still feel like that with my cell phone. I
Mhm.
know that my cell phone does more than what I use it for. I am so basic. I don't have
Well,
games. I don't have and I am all business. We got
mhm.
things to do.
You have money to make and people to help. But people don't like the idea that I don't. You know, they don't like the idea when I say buy what you need,
Yeah.
not buy something that's going to fit you. Okay, example, me in a big F-450. I don't think so. Y'all don't want me to have that power that I can run over somebody. I promise that you do not want me to have the ability to drive over a vehicle.
We could sell tickets to that.
A lot of the people around here um, drive these big hooped up monster cars, and I'm like, yeah, I can't own one of those because there will be an issue, and it'll be their issue because I've reached the age where my insurance is better than most.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I just want to bring up that I am so proud of the pagan community and the advancements we have done. That most of us have our own insurance in our own names. Like, can we just take a moment to realize that?
Mm-hmm.
That, one person in the community doesn't own 15 cars?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, there are things that Aeson does not need in a vehicle. I do not need the ability to overtake the vehicle in front of me. Okay? I do not
Mm.
need the ability to be able to create a road because there isn't one.
Fair point.
You know. So, have you had fun with her yet?
Yeah.
Have you dropped it down and got mud on the tires yet? Or are you still
Yes, I have.
okay?
The weekend after Pagan Pride, Central West Virginia Pagan Pride, um, I went on a spiritual and mental health retreat because I always kind of after that I need to take a break. So I went away and it got muddy.
Good. Then
It
you
got
take
real
and get her
muddy.
washed.
But I was so proud of it too. It's all-wheel drive. It's not four-wheel drive. And it's a luxury model. It's the touring. But yes, I was so proud of how it handled a maneuver because I've went mudding before.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my exes had a Jeep and I know how to handle the mud in West Virginia on these
Right.
mountain roads. I can handle it. So the fact that this was able to handle that, then I'm sold.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, for me, um, I'm not sure it's good for. Like, I want a Jeep so bad. Like, every time I see Max, I just want that. Um, but Max has a hard shell, and I want the soft shell,
Mm.
which I'm sure Max can turn soft very quickly. Um, but I would definitely be part of the Jeep community if I own a Jeep. It's like if I ever buy another Eclipse, I'm going to be part of the Eclipse sports show community. But those are
Wow,
two
okay.
vastly different pictures.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So we're moving into the fourth quarter.
Yep. Busy season has arrived.
Well, no, no, no. It is. When did I say? When it's 2 weeks
I
before
mean, for
Halloween.
me, I've had events.
Uh huh.
So it's been boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I okay, so this weekend kind of doing something for my birthday, so it doesn't really count. And next weekend I don't have any plans. But after that, every weekend in October there is something happening.
Great. So how you dealing with being life on the road?
Okay, so it's rough.
It is.
um, but okay, so a couple weekends ago was the Flatwoods Monster Convention.
Right.
Yeah, the weekend before last. And it was the first event there at the Days Inn, off the Flatwoods exit, and it was amazing. I See, I don't do readings at events the way that, say, you or Natalie or
Hmm.
anybody else does. I will do those types of readings. So I
Hmm.
did some bone readings,
Hmm.
but whenever I go to an event, I create a particular type of divination strictly for that event,
Right.
and it'll be my special of the day.
Hmm.
And people have so much fun, and I was so proud of myself that I was
Hmm.
able to be as social as I was,
Right.
with not just who sat down with me for a chat, but the people that were up at my table.
Yeah.
And because when I was busy, everyone was standing around the table
Right.
listening in. Like
Yeah.
there was like big groups of beauty queens. It was
Hmm.
amazing. I had
Yeah.
such a blast. I'm not used to that.
You'll
I
get used
don't
to
get
it.
I You all go to events and you set up and you're there to work. I don't really get to do that as often as everybody else does.
Hmm.
So whenever I have the opportunity, I think it's the most exciting thing in the world.
Well, that's understandable, and you should go and enjoy yourself. You know.
Yeah.
But there's rules to being on the road, especially long term on the road. One, fast food is great for lunch, but not dinner.
Mm-mm.
Go to a sit down restaurant. Of course, drink water, buy water, have a lot of water. Water's good for you. It makes you happy, makes your energy level go up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's other things that people don't think about. Like, we take our own cooler. Don't care if it's
Okay.
indoor, outdoor, take a cooler full of water, full of snackies, so that if you can't leave your table, you don't need to leave your table.
Okay. And I took someone with me to the
Yeah.
Flatwoods Monster Convention.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky to be able to find someone to go with me because
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be alone that day. And I
Mm,
could have done it, and I could have taken the kid with me. She would have had a blast, but I wanted to take her to smaller events first
yeah.
just to get her acquainted with stuff.
Yeah.
So,
And that's okay too.
well, she's a little bit older now, so she can handle herself a little bit better. She does really good at our events. So,
She does.
yeah,
I'm really happy with her.
yeah.
You know.
Um, but let's see. What do I got coming up? Okay. October 6th and 7th, I believe, is the next metaphysical fair at the Haunted Heyman House.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, October 13th, the kid and I will be dressed and over at Buchanaween. That is the Halloween event over that's put on as a addition to Buchanacon. It'll be over
Mm-hmm.
at the Stockard Youth Center that evening. It's because it's a Friday evening. The 21st is the Witches Ball at the Haunted Heyman House. I believe they're going to be set up with vendors there. So working the day and partying the night, maybe.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, and then that's kind of where I'm stopped at right now because the kids got events. So her stuff is going to come before what I'm able to do in the community.
Right.
Whenever I'm out there working at these events, all the money that I raise is what goes toward us having these events for our community.
Right.
I don't take the money for myself, it goes into the events. That's my
Right.
fundraiser.
Right. Well, it's your way of raising funds.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Which can be great sometimes, but the other times it's like, no, you need to put a little bit into your own.
I do need to put a little bit in fuel, especially
You know,
when I'm traveling.
fuel, gas, food, hotels,
Yeah.
motels. Get all your
It is
choice.
expensive. It is expensive out there.
Yeah, it's $1,200 an event, and that's a 2-day event.
Yeah. Yeah, it gets expensive real quick.
Yeah. So with that, you want to kind of like make sure you're making profit and all that fun stuff, but you're having fun.
Hmm. And it really did. It has been a long time
Right.
since I have been able to connect to people like that. And I think as soon as I was able to talk to you and Joe, I was like, guess what? I'm so excited.
Uh huh.
So, yeah, it made me feel really good about my abilities because of not going out. Being home and working is one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but being out there face to face, doing, connecting with people, not just on a psychic level, but feeling their energy as well.
Right.
That is a whole nother level.
It is, and it is a whole different reading style.
Yeah.
You know.
It was a really big test, and I feel like I aced it.
Well, you always use it.
Thank you.
So is it a big test? No, it's just working and doing the work and having fun. And I think that's a really hard piece is people don't see that you've got to have fun at
Hmm.
these events. Crap's going to happen. Someone's going to need duct tape. Someone's going to need a rubber mallet to knock their partner in the head who is still drunk from last night. You got to figure out what you need to do.
Yeah.
But no, like there are some events that I enjoy doing, and those are the only ones I'm doing,
Yeah.
or the ones I'm involved with. Otherwise, it's like, nah, I've done that.
Yeah. You it's time for us youngins to kind of step up a little bit and do the work, right?
It's time for you guys to, figure out how many IHOPs you can eat in a month, and when you become a super member at an IHOP,
I
what benefit you get.
I promise I wasn't calling you old.
Honey, let's face this. I've been in this business almost 27 years.
That's all I'm getting at. I wasn't talking about your age. I was just saying through experience.
hmm Like, give me a minute here. Like, here's a reality check for you.
Okay.
My Keen profile can vote this year.
Wow.
Okay.
Speaking of the 18-year mark,
Uh huh.
so and this pulls into a question for you.
Okay.
So I have been also today is the 18-year anniversary of me with the last name is Blake.
Uh huh.
Yeah. So it's my Blake anniversary. My question for you is I heard this somewhere along the astrology line,
Uh huh.
and I'm not sure how true it is because I don't. Astrology is levels, and I am not that deep into it.
Okay.
But it's something about coming back around to things that happened 18 or even 19 years ago.
That is Saturn.
And I mean, what I had heard about it was this is your chance, and because I've been talking about it, this
Right.
is your chance to take what you were looking at in your path trajectory and pull pieces out of that that you always wanted to do but couldn't do.
Right.
Now is that time to do that. So, am I completely off my rocker, or is this actually something?
It is. It's the Saturn rotation.
Okay.
And I think it's 18 years. It's either 18 or 20 years.
Okay.
It's no, I'm sorry. It's the Sirius cycle series. Yeah, it's every 18 years and 11 days.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what is that?
that is the Sirius cycle series 135 as a solar eclipse occurs at the moon's ascendant node, repeating every 18 years. Uh, 11 days. It causes events to occur in 18-year partials. So cycles. Astrology is
Okay.
all about cycles. So the south node gets hit every 18 years with an eclipse of your moon.
Oh. Okay.
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 So, that's where you get to look at your karmic debt and see what you want out of it from past 18 years.
Oh, so I was right?
Yes, you're right. You just,
Yay! Okay, cool.
yeah.
Like I don't know where I would love to give credit to wherever I heard that from.
Right. Well, there's a lot of people out there. And, astrology is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize that it's more, astrology is more than your sun sign. It's more than your natal astrology chart. It
Mhm.
is the cycles of marriage. Like, you can take your anniversary and tell what type of relationship that's going to be. You
Well, I
know.
can tell you 18 years ago today it was disastrous.
Okay. Why do you say it was disastrous?
Okay, so first of all, the guy, when me and him got together, was still married. I'm gonna
Okay.
spill some tea on myself. He was still married, but they had been separated for well over a year. And he kept asking me to marry him. I kept telling him no. I told him no 3 times. He went to my biological father. They made some sort of deal. Next thing I know, the wedding's actually happening. The only thing that I got to decide for that wedding was the date, because I'm like, I'm getting as close to Mabon as I can, and it's got to be outside. That was it. I had no choice in anything else in that wedding planning whatsoever. The dress wasn't even mine. It belonged to my best friend, her mom. She worked for a vow renewal, and they added an applique right here. And then it was like, okay, here, you can get married in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a normal wedding.
Yeah, and then he cheated on me with someone that he worked with, but then later, and then they got married, and
Mhm.
then he cheated on her. So ta-da!
Yeah. You know.
18 years.
Yeah, that sounds like a Virgo marriage.
He was a Virgo.
Uh
So it
huh.
was a Virgo. And whenever I caught him cheating, actually, me and her husband walked in, and I took his stuff and dumped it out in the parking lot of his work and set it on fire.
Nice, nice. A little bit of gasoline, or did you go full tilt and use diesel fuel?
Oh no, just gas.
See,
We were in the parking lot of an emergency service
well,
building.
good.
So You know, it was going to get put out one way or the other, but he was not going to wear any of those clothes.
Well, here's the fun part. Here in that book of recipes, make a note of this. You take
Okay.
1 part lamp oil, 1 part gasoline, 1 part diesel or cooking oil, either one. Blend that together, light that shit on fire. It will not go out by water. It will not go out by an AB fire extinguisher. You actually have to use the suppression system.
Oh, you know, it feels really good to let that stuff out.
Well, it does, honey, especially when you watch it burn.
Trauma.
Oh, ain't no damn trauma.
It's what I live for.
It's experience.
Yeah,
You know,
I somehow managed to thrive in chaos.
well, that's because you were probably born during a Mercury in retrograde.
No, actually, I wasn't
Really?
really. But I have so much Mercury in my chart that Mercury retrogrades don't really phase me. That's why I made the joke earlier about Mercury divinely protecting me.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, we'll see where it goes and how the car is, and
Mm.
yeah, you take your time with it. You make your payments. You know how many units. You got to set those goals.
Speaking of goals,
Yes.
it's one thing that I've learned. And okay, so I asked everyone, and I'll put it out here to our audience with my birthday. It really got me thinking, and I turned 44, so I'm you know
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
repeated number this year. But my question was, think back to whenever you were 44. What was a life lesson or something that of your wisdom that you could impart on me?
Well, one, you can't drink the way you used to. Promise you.
You can't what?
Drink the way you used to.
Oh no, no. But drinking alcohol doesn't phase me.
You got to watch the alcohol. Here's what I mean by that. Tequila will kick your ass, and bourbon will look at you and go, "Do you want another?" Um, you got to watch where you buy stuff. Like, start investing in your long-term potential. And a lot of people don't get that, but no, the more you invest in your long-term potential, the better it is. Um, what else is there? That's what I recommend. Because we were talking earlier about one of our nephews, and they made the big step of moving out, and I'm like, what else is out there? You know, what was then comparative to what is now, and that fun experience, and looking at where things are and how things have changed, and you know they're 23,
Oh wow.
moving out for the first time, and it's like you got to make your own choices. You look and you learn and you decide on those choices, how those choices are, and where they go. And mom is adapting to child is going to be on their own, and that will be interesting.
Hmm.
And it's like, when I was 23, what was I doing? Well, we ain't talking about that because there's an NDA somewhere involved in that. But you have fun with it
Hmm.
because it made you who you are now. And I think people forget that a lot of times. Like you're only here because of where you've been.
Yeah.
If you take away one experience, you're somewhere else. You're somebody else. You're not the person you were.
And that's the same way with looking ahead and setting those goals. You know the type of person that you hope to be,
Hmm.
but like I said, this is the lesson that I have learned recently. It's
Hmm.
about setting those smaller goals.
Well, that's why you got to break them into bits.
Yeah.
Example: if you're going to write a book, you write one page a day. It'll take you a while to get a book wrote, but you'll still accomplish the goal.
Mhm.
So I don't like putting dates by goals. I prefer to put, however, measurable numbers. Like, did I get one page a day wrote today? Did
Yeah.
I get, the one thing to care of today? And sometimes that's all you got, and that's how you break down those bigger goals. It's not like the car, you're making one payment at a time.
Yeah.
You ain't dropping 40,000 down every day.
No, but I'd like to. I like to just take it and do it all in one shot.
Yeah, and you can, but you make trade offs there, and sometimes those trade offs aren't good.
Okay, okay, right there. I was a mom and trying to stay sane, and that was one of the things that was mentioned to me.
Yeah.
Because the little is 11 now,
Hmm.
and I am, for the most part, pretty involved in things that they do, and and it was like, hey, won't you join the PTO or be a room mom? But that is so not me.
Oh, I could see you being a room mom walking in there with bubbles and going, "All right, kids, today we're going to play bubble match."
I this sounds horrible. This sounds horrible about me. I would rather be at home working.
That doesn't sound horrible.
I am like I love the amount of involvement that I am. I mean that I do because I support. I'm there,
Hmm.
through after school practices and stuff like that, and I am very encouraging. But I don't have the patience for it.
Well,
I used to,
yeah,
but not anymore. So
yeah.
I
It gets
would just,
worse as you get older.
yeah.
It gets worse as you get older. Um,
Yeah, it does.
yeah.
So I'm like, that's probably not something that I'm gonna do.
Well, no, it's like we were, and me and Joe had a lot of talks today. But about different things, and I'm like, I can't raise kids anymore. Like I've raised children, I've had kids. I can't raise them anymore. Today's children, I don't think would be good under my assertment of no. You get your schoolwork done, or you don't go to bed. One of the two. I don't
Hmm.
care. Get your work done.
Yeah.
People are like, but they need playtime. No, they don't. They need A's and B's.
Well, the house rule is as soon as you come in from school, the homework gets done, and then you can go to cubby time.
Hmm.
So cubby time is kind of like it was created because I had my meditation area in here. So
Hmm.
whenever I am stressed and need to decompress, I can go and be in my comfy spot and decompress. So that was created for them too.
Hmm.
And it was like, I know it was a rough day at school, but you got to get this work done before you go and let it out. Because if you go and let it out, then you're not going to want to come back to your schoolwork.
Well, see, I'm a little worse than this. And here's why I say that is because it's like there's no debate this. There's no reward. It's this is your job, and then you have chores to do,
Yeah.
and you have until 9 o'clock. I don't care if you're 14. Your bedtime is 9 p.m. Off to bed. Don't debate me. It's bedtime. Go to bed.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
rule in this house with an iron fist.
the house with an iron fist. It is. I am not putting up with bullshit in the morning. No, it's like parents today. We were, and this happened over the winter. I'm coming out of Walmart, a buggy full of groceries. There's a mom in front of me, and I felt really sorry for her because she's sitting there debating with a 3-year-old to put their coat on. Please put your coat on. Please, no, you don't sit there and please put your damn coat on. We're going. You know, like they don't get autonomy to make decisions about clothing until at least 10 years old. Till then, you put on a coat. I am not putting up with you being sick next week and failing school.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what's your thoughts since you're in the trenches with this about this debating children.
I consider myself very lucky
Okay.
because I have been around other children and seen some of her friends and how they are with their moms
Mm-hmm.
and parental guard whatever. And I feel that we are very lucky
Okay.
with how she behaves and listens. She's got sass and full of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nothing in any way to harm anyone.
Right.
So she's pretty easygoing when it comes to things. Her biggest issue is trying to control her ADHD. Like, and not everyone understands that and
Mm-hmm.
all that comes with it.
Right.
And I, I wish that we are all ingrained as young children about the many stages of mental awareness that there is in the world, and everyone be open and accepting of that from the
Right.
get-go.
But
That's all I can say about that.
I know. But at what age is it like okay for her to debate whether to wear a coat and it's snowing outside?
It's not.
Right.
Like whenever like maybe whenever she's like 16 years old or something like that, but
Yeah.
because she's going to be the type to wear shorts with a hoodie.
Well,
She
that's
does it
fine.
now.
That's fine. But put a damn coat on. Cover your head. Don't let the
Yeah.
pneumonia get you.
Yeah.
You know. But you know,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
is what.
see 16.
Yeah.
There was no debating when my parents said to do something when I was little. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's how it was whenever I was little too. And it's funny because my mom tells me multiple times, "Well, that's not how you were raised." Well, a lot has changed since I was a kid, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the way that it used to be.
It isn't. But my patience wears thinner.
I understand, and I don't know how like we'll be out in public and we've seen kids in the supermarket try to hide like underneath the conveyor belt where you're checking out, and then yell and scream at the mom, and
Uh-huh.
the kid and I'll look at each other, and I'm like kind of motioning for her. I'm like,
Hmm.
pay attention to this, and then we'll talk about it later.
Right.
And be like, how did you feel about that? Or, do you think that's appropriate?
Uh-huh.
I get her opinion about it before I tell her, I just want to say I really appreciate the fact that you are not like that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's how we roll. I got
Oh,
it pretty easy, I'm gonna say. We got
you
it
do.
easy.
You got it easy. Granted, she's what, 12 now, 13?
11.
11. Okay, so she
Just
does
turned
act a little
11.
older, which is
She's
a good
11 and I am 44 this year.
both master embers.
She came into my world whenever I was 33 years old.
Hmm. And it gets fun and I'm sure complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say, she is one child that I like. Like I don't want to cover her in barbecue sauce and put her on a spit. Um, she's very sweet, very nice, very knowledgeable. Like she was here at the house, and it's like, oh, there's a kid here, cool. And just went on with the day. It wasn't like, oh God, watch our language, got to go make some. And this is the other thing, and I feel really sorry for moms that do this. Why are y'all cooking 4 damn dinners?
Yeah.
It's either eat what's for dinner or have a peanut butter sandwich. One of the two,
I
your choice.
I can't imagine that. Of course, I don't cook as it is.
Uh huh.
I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Um I'm not domesticated.
Well, very few people are domesticated anymore. Most of them are feral and called McDonald's. But at the same time, it's like, what standard are you setting up? Because I find this now. Like, I hear my father coming out of my mouth a lot here lately. But at the same time, I am like, what are you setting these people, these children up to? Because if you're cooking 4 meals for dinner for everybody, okay, then you go up a level. The next generation, they're going to be cooking 4 meals for everybody for breakfast and lunch. I mean, you're just making it worse on them as they grow up.
Mm, I see that. I do.
I mean, when people move from being, housewives to domestic goddesses to domestic engineers, like the expectation shift kept going higher.
Oh, we all know things are changing, and it's. I would like to say that things are going to get easier, but
Well, I think with technology they'll get easier. I mean,
yeah, that area, yeah,
you
but
know, children have been replaced with being remotes to being the he's and she's of the world. You know, and I'm talking about the AI technology that will change the video on my TV, not the 7-year-old flipping the dial. Of course, my 3-year-old will just shoot the damn thing apart if that was the case. But um, it gets interesting. So, have you heard about the um? It was on all over my TikTok. Maybe it was all over yours. The September 23rd, the world is changing.
oh, the rapture.
Are you hoping?
No, it's not gonna happen. We lived through Y2K. It's fine.
I know, but it's like all these apparently all these movies, everything happens September 23rd. And I'm like, what are they going to do September 24th? Like, are these creators going to come back on the TV, on the YouTube, on and go, well, maybe it was Hollywood. Maybe it was Hollywood trying to chain in their audience to come and, do something.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's some conspiracy theorist that figured out that all of these dates had something in common and decided to blow it up.
Well, they decided they needed content to make money.
Yeah, I remember 2012. Yeah, I remember 2012. And also there was a book that I read a couple of years ago, and I actually have a video somewhere of me talking about it. It was
Uh-huh.
called Four Super Moons, and it talked about when the four super moons ended, that was supposed to be the end of the world.
Right.
So yeah, there's something all the time.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, okay, we are less than 2 days away now. If
Hmm.
something was headed toward us, we would know about it by now.
Exactly. Like, I think we would have already been informed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the movie. I have all the World Will End books. 2012, The Great Arising. 2012, the Mayan calendar ends, so the world will end. Yeah, the problem is the Mayan calendar took 4 days off, and we started and had a party, and we come back and we start the cycle over again.
Hmm.
So it's like, please choose some better days. Like, choose something in July, so that we can have an end of the world party at in the river, deep in the water.
um. Sorry, I was reading the comments.
Go for it.
They're going to have to backtrack backtrack fast on the 24th. Delete
Hmm.
the shift in the universe into looking at the center of the galaxy to go with the Mayan calendar ending.
Hmm.
Yeah, there. It's just no.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what actually happens, because that's what, Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the equinox. The equinox is actually the 22nd at like 2 something a.m.
Hmm.
So it's here, y'all.
They're here. And that's when I'm just like, oh, please, can we not? Can we do something different? Like, can we predict something different?
No,
Like,
that's not where I thought you were going whenever you brought up TikTok.
oh, where'd you think I was going?
Where TikTok has turned into nothing but ads with the
Yeah,
TikTok shop.
yeah. Can we just talk about that? No, I do not have a TikTok shop. I rarely if I post anything over there, it's going to be for funniness.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm mad at anyone. That has already gone through the rumor mill. I personally, right now, only have a list of about 10 people that I'm willing to, like, I don't know, blast, and then and it really takes a lot for that to occur.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know what other rumors have there been out there. Me and Gwen are not fighting. Like, we haven't fought in months.
No. We haven't hardly gotten a chance to even talk either. For real
Yeah,
though, it's been busy.
right.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
Like, I stopped using X or Twitter or whatever. I stopped. Like, whenever he went through his like craziness and started like cutting everybody out, I cut him out.
I
I
have
don't
it.
even have it on my
I,
phone
on
now.
occasions, have apps that auto post to it because I have
Mhm.
stuff like it's set there to go postal. But there isn't that much over there anymore that interests me. If that makes
Whenever you're looking at like movies and stuff like that, like it's more Instagram.
right.
It like a Hollywood, I guess you would say, is pushing Instagram right now.
Well, Hollywood ain't pushing anything except contract
Okay,
negotiation.
well, yes, but okay, let me say my one of my favorite shows premiered its new season last night,
Okay.
and in the episode they are scrolling on Instagram. That's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
it's in the new stuff that's what's out there now.
Right. You know, I think Instagram's going to be a thing, a very wide thing. I think, however, the Threads is going to be taking on a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that one yet.
Yeah, I'm playing with it. It's going to be interesting. Yeah,
Can
right
I
now
tell some news before we wrap this up?
you can tell news.
Okay. So, starting October, I forgot what the date was, but Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., your girl is back. So, Cauldron readings start in October through November, and I will have some guests on the show. And then in December and January, we'll be bringing back Under the Rowan Tree. That is a Rowan Temple of Light partnered production. And that is, we talk about witchy stuff. We do a little magic, share some information. We always do it over Yule. Last year it landed on all the major holidays. It was so cool.
Hmm.
And then Divination Night season 4, I'm going to go ahead and announce it. I am looking for psychics and readers to come on to the show. I cannot believe we're turning 4 in 2024.
Well, imagine that.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can believe it.
It's been a long ride with Divination Night, but I'm pleased with it.
It has been a long ride. It's been a complicated ride. You know, you've done a great concept there. So that's
So
cool. Um, but no, there's a lot of stuff coming up that we'll be doing announcements about. Gwen is in her thinking shop, as in she's thinking out different things to get me into because I know I've gotten grumpy about it. It's like, no, I ain't doing that. Find something else to do. No, I'm not going to go, shoot myself out of a cannon for your show.
oh, come on. Dunking booth. I come on.
Right.
Come on. Would you do a dunking booth?
Maybe. Depending on if it was a good cause and I got to choose who I got to dunk.
No, I'm talking about you being in the dunking booth.
Oh, that's a possibility.
Dunk Aeson for $10.
Oh no, honey, 30. Like, sorry, it's going to
Make
take
it worth your while.
it worth my while. Yes, no, I'm worth more. Um,
we could totally set that up at Beltane in the Hills.
if it's hot like it was last year, God, yes, we're going to set it up. Like I can enjoy the cool off.
I would even get into a dunking booth and let people from the community dunk
Right.
me. I would do that. I need to look into it.
He'd get about.
Yes, yes, you could like antagonize people.
Oh, honey, I can do that just by breathing. I mean, hell, look at all the. I stay home and there's gossip about me.
Like I can't. I can't trash talk people.
Oh,
I've
please.
tried, but like I can't trash talk a ghost. I'm completely against that.
Well, I'm against trash talking ghosts. Like, that ain't helpful at all.
Yeah.
However, humans, you're fair game. Especially when it's psychic trash talk, because then I get to really have fun with it. We could work on your trauma and terror and bringing out the people's trauma.
Yeah, I can do that. Mm.
Yeah. All
Gonna
right.
randomly have a card pop in my head, and I'm like, oh, let me tell you what I see for you.
Yeah.
And then they'd want to dunk me.
Well, let them. There'd be a lot of cheating husbands that don't have brains showing up to dunk me. Like, I think some divorce attorneys should have to pay me royalties.
That's true. Oh goodness,
The other night,
so
my
much.
God, there was a lot of clients the other night, and it's like cheater, 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 but a loud cheater, still cheater, like the whole line of them. I was like, am I on Sandy's line?
I know she's the
She
one that
could be
hones
the
in on that.
special.
That's her thing.
Yeah, that's her thing. I'm like, did someone put me on? Like, did someone sign me into Sandy's line as a joke?
Oh,
Uh,
oh goodness.
so where are you this weekend?
I am actually taking the weekend. I am celebrating my birthday with my best friend slash sister.
Awesome.
So I'll
Okay.
tell you
Well,
what I wanted to do, and then I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
all right. This sounds interesting.
I want to go to a rage room,
Okay.
but instead I'm compromising, and we're going to a paint room. So I'm gonna rage paint for an hour.
You're gonna grow paint for an hour.
Yeah, yeah. Supposedly we get a canvas and paint in this room, and we create our own art. So I will be sharing that once it's dry and at home, because
Okay.
they say it takes like 24 hours or something like that for it to dry. So I have to go
Depending
back
on
and
how
forth.
many layers you put on and how thick it is, I would give it a good 72 hours.
Yeah.
Um, but okay, that kind of sounds fun. I thought you were maybe gonna do an escape room.
No, I'm okay, as methodical as I am, I don't think I could do that.
Okay.
Like, I, I maybe I could. I'm just second guessing myself
Uh huh.
because I do problem solve on the fly,
Right.
but I don't know. Maybe it's claustrophobia that kind of gives me the anxiety, but I'm gonna have the same kind of experience
True.
being in a room. I'm sure it's not gonna be locked. I'll be able to get out of it, but
Right.
so, yeah, I'm not really sure what it is, but that's never been something that I've been offered free, do an escape room for free.
Right.
Never had the desire to do it.
Like, I done one in Fayetteville. I done readings for him on one of their events, and it was fun. I didn't, solve the puzzle. Of course, I don't look like Pat Sajak, but it was fun. All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed tonight. Remember, me and Lady Gwen can both be found on all of your socials under Aeson Knight, and of course, Lady Gwen. And you can always enjoy getting readings from us on any of the networks. Just Google. We don't change our names or our faces, y'all. All right. We'll see
And
you later.
we never approach you for a reading.
Yeah, we do not approach you for a reading. Your ancestors do not contact us because why? They don't care. They're like only the scammers do that.
I can't do the axe throwing because of my shoulder, y'all, but I would love to do that. But
So
yeah.
throw it on the with the other arm.
Well, this is my main arm, but I would have to like do that, and I can't get my arm up that far.
Okay.
I was just responding to everybody before we closed off. Good night, everybody. Love you. It was good to see you.
Good to see you. Bye, guys.